in Katsina State, where troops of the Nigerian Army on Wednesday rescued 18 female kidnapped victims from their abductors and handed them over to the Katsina State government. The brigade commander, 17th Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Katsina, Brigadier General Oluremi Fadero, says the soldiers took the rescue operation to the bandits' enclaves at Tumaki and Dan Ali Forest and successfully engaged the terrorists in a gun battle leading to the successful rescue of the victims. Fadero then added says the military handed over the victims to the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Nasiru Muazu. He stressed the readiness of the Nigerian Army to continue to work for the restoration of permanent peace in Katsina State. Still staying in Katsina, the bandits who abducted women accompanying a bride to her matrimonial home in Damari, Sabuwa local government area of Katsina State last Thursday have released a video showcasing the captives in custody of the kidnappers. Now, in the trending video on social media, the bandits issued threats asserting their intention to forcefully marry the already married woman to one of their members unless relatives of the captives pay the sum of 100 million naira ransom. Additionally, they declared their intention to sell off the 62 wedding guests who were kidnapped alongside the bride if their demands are not met. During the attack on the wedding convoy last Thursday, reports indicate that 4 members of the vigilante group were killed and approximately 55 wedding guests, including children, were abducted and have since been held hostage by the bandits, according to villagers. Well, our correspondent Abdullahi Amadi in Katsina is standing by to give us update on some of these developing stories. Abdullahi Amadi, thank you very much for joining us on the news. Let's get, first of all, an update on the rescue mission. 18 finally back and handed over to the Katsina State government. What more have we learned about this successful military operation? What have we learned about their perhaps success story in pushing back on some of the bandits' activities in those volatile areas?
Well, thank you very much for having me. This operation has further rekindled the hope of many Katsina residents who before now are seeing securities as just being reactive instead of being proactive. From what happened 2 weeks ago and last week, where the military rescued kidnapped victims from Matazu, Musawa, and Kankara, and then the 33 people from Tashar Naguli in Batari local government who were rescued unhurt from bandits after a gun battle. People are beginning to see hope and praying for the security, especially the military officers who are leading the rescue operations. So exactly this is what has happened, and people are beginning to restore hope, seeing the security operatives as doing what is necessary to secure the state.
Right. And as far as this rescue is concerned, how long have these captives been with the kidnappers or the bandits, as the case may be? Well,
the time they spent with the bandits differs because they were not rescued at the same time. According to the report, there were some victims who spent about 3 months with the bandits there. Some spent 2 weeks and some about 40 days with the bandits. So they were kidnapped or abducted separately, and they were rescued at the same time. So the time they were abducted differs, honestly, from place to place, because, like I said, those that were rescued recently from Matazu, Musawa, and of course Kankara, all of them were abducted separately. So the time differs.
And what does this successful military operation signpost, looking at the operations of the military in Katsina State that has been heavily impacted by the activities of these bandits?
Like I said, people are beginning to see hope. They are saying that more than ever before, the military and, of course, other security operatives are doing what is expected of them to make in making sure that the communities that were hitherto devastated are beginning to see that the securities are doing what is expected of them by securing the communities. And, of course, going by what is happening these days, there is synergy between the military, the police, and other security agencies here in Katsina. I think that is exactly what is bringing these success stories that we are seeing these days.
Right. And the Katsina State government has made it clear they're not going to pay ransom. And these villagers who are now dealing with this issue of insecurity for quite some time now are having to deal with their loved ones being taken by these bandits who are demanding hundreds of millions of naira. With regards to the abducted bride and her wedding convoy, give us a sense of what the mood is like now, knowing fully well that the government says it is not going to engage the bandits on ransom payments. What are the families, what are relatives saying regarding the hope around the return of their family members, especially given that the bandits have threatened to sell some of them and marry off the bride to one of their members?
Well, like you said, Gamsi is one of the, let's talk about Gamsi now because it is the top of the town that their families have been abducted for quite a week. And, the village is one of the hard-reached communities in Sabuwa local government. In fact, we have to use motorcycle to reach the community, and one has to pass through so many communities before reaching Gamsi village. On reaching the community, the entire community looks so much deserted, with very few people we could find looking disturbed and devastated. In fact, we have to persuade too much to get them talk to camera during our visit. And it's like there is a serious fear and apprehension within communities. Now that the Katsina State government is saying that it is not willing and it will never pay a ransom, and it is not willing to discuss or rather negotiate with bandits, the villagers are saying they have to resort to serious prayers for God's intervention to let them have their relatives back to their community.
Abdullah Ahmed, this is a story that continues to capture the imagination of the entire country, and I'm sure we'll learn more as soon as the story continues to develop. Thank you very much for the update and for the reporting.
So, thank you most sincerely.
Right.